So today's topic is very important. It is one topic that will help you to evolve, live in peace and happiness, and it awakens the true nature. There's a lot of confusion around it. What is that topic? Birth and rebirth and reincarnation. Who reincarnates? Who is awakened? Who takes birth and rebirth? We, all of us who are suffering from ignorance. And who drops that birth and this rebirth? Mindfulness, meditation. When we reach to the highest state of meditation, this cycle of the birth and the rebirth dissolves. And then what? Then we reincarnate. Awakened, enlightened, always reincarnates. You see the difference between the two? Both are birth and rebirth. So one birth and rebirth continues the suffering, and the reincarnation continues the journey of peace and happiness. But that state we have to attain in this very life so that there is no birth and rebirth that causes the suffering. You know, the Buddha says, I will continue to reincarnate until everyone on this earth planet is free from the suffering. You know, it's a big words. And how do you understand it? Let it make it very easy. Do you know circle? And when this circle repeats again and again and again, that becomes a cycle. One is circle, other is cycle. You see that's why we say bicycle. So that round repeats it again and again. That is why we say it is bicycle. So let us understand first about cycle and bring it down to life. Oh, I lived for 45 years, 50 years, 12 years, 15. No. Let us bring that life in 24 hours to understand that circle. First thing, you wake up in the morning, you had couple of thoughts entered into the mind from nowhere. We don't know, that's why I'm saying nowhere. In this journey of the Eastern wisdom, we know from where the thoughts are coming. So now see one thought of pleasure, the mind moves there. Oh, let me have a cup of tea or a coffee. No, I'm not taking it. You know, all these thoughts are repeated. And once we have a thought is also an action. So thought converts into a desire, and the desire leads to an action. Say you wake up in the morning, you know, what is life, frustrated. Thought takes the form of an action. Then you have a big face. Then we go to the restroom, we take a bath, we may sit in meditation. Otherwise, the mind says, oh, heck with this meditation, leave this. Nothing to do. It is not helping me. You see, I'm talking about circle. 24 hours. Then the mind picks up the thought of a relationship and it digs deep down with thoughts of good, bad, likes, dislikes, and all the stuff. Circle. We are talking of 24-hour circle of life. I will eat this, I will not eat this. So eat this, attachment. Don't eat this, detachment. We don't know what's happening. We just take it. We say that we are very intelligent people. And now classify this. Every 24 hours, we have waking state, we have sleeping state, and uh, we may know or do not know we have a dream state. So in that one circle, we become a waker, we become a sleeper, we become a dreamer, we become, I'm stressing on that. Then we become eater, we become husband, wife, father, mother, son, daughter, employee, employer. We become sufferer. Oh, I have a lot of problems in my life. We become pleasure seeker. And add everything. So this 24-hour circle we complete when we wake up in the morning again. So when you wake up in the morning, now the circle is becoming a cycle. Not bicycle, but cycle. Third day, cycle. Fourth day, cycle. Days after days, cycle. Weeks after weeks, cycle. More or less, there is no change in quality of our life. We go up and down with the quantity in life. You have $10,000 today. Ah, what a life. One master used to say that, this cycle repeats, as we grow older, we become adult. There are some hormonal changes. We got a job. We are happy. But that happiness, pleasure disappears. The mind says, what a life. Now, it applies to both. What a life without a wife. Or what a life without a husband. You take that. So the mind gets agitated. It has the desire. Then it marries. From the soulmate we marry. We can't marry with a soulmate. And after a few months, mind says, I'm still searching for happiness. What a life with a wife. Apply this word wife. What a life without smartphone. And the life is a hell with a smartphone. It disturbs me. Cycle, circle and cycle. So what needs to be done? First, I'll tell you. Well, definitely, meditation will help you. But what happens? This cycle in the circle continues in our life. This cycle in the circle that continues in Eastern wisdom, it is known as the word. And then the master makes a statement. It is this word that causes the suffering. It is this world causes the suffering. Are you understanding that? It's not a big deal to understand this when we say birth and rebirth. So one circle is complete. The cycle is now going to repeat the next day. It is the rebirth. Third day, rebirth. We are taking birth and rebirth in every circle. Don't start thinking philosophically. See that it is a practical. The word, we say this word sansar, the meaning of the sansar is birth and the rebirth. Meaning of the word is birth and rebirth. I touched upon a very interesting topic. First, I'll repeat it again. The true meaning of the word in Eastern wisdom, we say it is sansar. And the meaning of the sansar is birth and the rebirth. Don't take it too much philosophically. When we listen from the teachers, oh, birth and rebirth, cycle of rebirth and rebirth, it's not a big deal. First, there is a circle, 24 hours circle of life. What happens in that circle? I gave you an example so that your mind will correlate instantly. We say bicycle. So what is there in bicycle? We have two circles. I'm not saying tire. So what is that circle? Now examine the life in one circle in 24 hours. You become waker, you become sleeper, you become dreamer, you become husband, you become wife, you become son, you become stressed. You see that, you say I'm too much stressed, so you become a person with a stress, you become a person with a pleasure, and long list. 24 hours, millions of things is happening in thought, speech, and action. This is one circle. Next in the morning, you wake up. There is hardly change in quality of life. That circle of yesterday repeats with a little change in quantity. Yesterday you had only $5. Today is the payday, so you had $10,000. Change in quantity, not change in quality. So one circle takes the birth next day. Birth, rebirth. Again, so today's rebirth becomes the birth with the same old stuff. Same old stuff. You carry forward. In bicycle, the same tire carries forward. So it becomes a cycle. This is what the birth and rebirth. Don't take it, too much, going seriously. We use the big words, transmigration. Now, what happens in the life of a meditator? The meditator is a seeker who is not looking for quantity coming from outside. The meditator moves the mind within and he is looking for quality. Waker, perfect waker. He doesn't allow those thoughts and those desires which are not required, which are repetitive in nature, which moves the mind into a pleasure seeking. The result of the pleasure is again pain. So what happens one after the other? Regular practice of meditation. You are removing the entire garbage that is being repetitive. So what is left? The true self reveals itself. What is left? Inner peace, happiness, truth, love, and wisdom. So today you are living into that state. What will happen tomorrow? You are living into the same state. Weeks after weeks, months after months, years after years. How you are living? Not a repetitive cycle. Not what happened before meditation. Now, what is repeating itself? Well, for the sake of repetition. Peace, happiness, love, wisdom, and you play your role very well in the world. So, what is that state known as? So, when that cycle is repeating, once you settle into the meditative state, it is known as reincarnation. So, you see, in reincarnation, birth and rebirth is happening. And in normal state, birth and rebirth is happening. The Sanskrit word sansara, the meaning of the sansara is birth and rebirth. So when you meditate in the very birth, in this very birth, you reincarnate every day. Don't take it, the people who do not understand, they will explain that I know you don't know. So the moment any teacher says, I know you do not know, make it sure that he doesn't know it. And then they go on explaining a philosophy which neither the teacher understands nor the students. So the journey continues in ignorance. That is what our Eastern wisdom says. So let us start with our journey of